Hello, all. Welcome to Hockey Tap Podcast, episode 226. I actually think there's a bunch of things that are wrong here. I'm pretty sure it's 225 because last week was 224, and it's planes, trades, and automobiles. But we love Sam Wu. I'm your host, Bill Dean, and I'm here with my two co-hosts, Little Steve and Schwim. Shorts guy is complaining about the Devils right now, so he's off on a side quest. You can find us on Primetime Radio, because of Mr. Sam Wu. Like I said, we are on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Please leave us a 5-star question, review, comment, whatever you want. If you would be so kind. We do get questions every now and then. I do throw those in there, so we do appreciate them. But gentlemen, what are we drinking?
I can't. So I didn't get a new bottle. I'm breaking my streak of weeks.
Wow.
I didn't make it. Sorry. So I finished this one, which isn't a whole lot left. So my Monkey 47, which I'm pretty sure I had on here. This might have been the first one I had.
You may.
I know we've talked about it, right? Anyway, I'm going to finish in this bottle because this is empty, and then you know what, Schwim? I'm gonna have a little bit of this when I'm done.
Italian, finally.
Not finally. Look how much I had. I already half the bottle already.
Well, this is the first time I saw it.
I keep avoiding it because I want to save some so you can have, but
because it's Italian. Oh,
yeah, because it's Italian.
That too. Yes, I want to try it definitely.
All right.
Anyway,
I'm having a beer I believe that we had when we went to Zigmeister the other day. Good old Chrono Shift.
Oh, Chrono Trigger Shift.
That's what it should be called, but they probably couldn't get the rights to it. Sundial Series Fruited Sour, baby. Made with real passion fruit, raspberries, limes, mandarin oranges, and whole Madagascar vanilla beans.
I like it.
Crack it open. Listen.
Ooh, that's a nice crack.
Thank you.
Ew.
That's what nobody said.
Yeah. Not the Schwimmer taste.
Mm-hmm.
I have a nice glass of orange mango, tangerine, apple juice. So it's very delicious.
Did you make that cocktail yourself?
No, it's a premix. The orange mango pineapple comes from Trader Joe's, and then I get tangerine juice and I mix them together. It helps.
Okay.
I'm still getting the cluster headaches, so I'm trying to avoid them at all costs. 4 weeks of cluster headaches is fantastic. I highly recommend it if anyone wants to try it.
See if I can get it at this angle.
Ooh.
No.
Is that a tail?
No, that's his head.
His head. Okay.
Hang on. We're going to get this on camera. Nope. No, he's stepping on. No.
You're not going to do it.
Nope. Okay,
anyways, let's get to what's on tap for today's episode. Here's our weekly snapshot. We're here at the trade deadline, or coming up on it, and it is so far
boring.
We always talk about this, right? Yeah. I think it's going to be even worse because there's been, other than the Panarin trade and a couple of like small ones, the Kulak, and you had the Tristan Jarry earlier. You had what was the recent one that just happened? Connor Murphy for a second-round pick. There's just not been much. And usually you see a couple days before the deadline, maybe the weekend before the deadline, a flurry of moves. And then when Friday comes, the trade deadline itself, it's usually a bummer for most people.
Yeah.
And, they're saying that it's a buyer's market. So, there might actually not be, too many sellers that are able to get things off. I'm just ready to be, unhappy, especially as a Ranger fan who's looking to deal, one of their better players in Vincent Trocheck for a haul because, you've seen players like that get a good amount. And
he's got term, so yeah.
Yeah. Maybe the off season is going to be better, more trades, but I always feel like we always get the short end of the stick as fans.
For the Rangers, at least. I don't think, I know you want to clean house, but I don't think you're going to clean house at the deadline. You'll probably
I just meant in general. I think trades in general are going to be down. I just get that.
I agree. I mean, the big teams that are thinking of selling, right? That everyone's talking about, the Rangers. A lot of Devils players, beyond Dougie Hamilton rumored and Toronto, right? Toronto potentially sellers, which is
they
such
have
a crazy
to be sellers
concept
at this point.
Yeah, I mean they lost, right? They I was just thinking, I meant to look it up, of
3 or
course I
4
forgot,
straight
but
since coming back.
was Marner a sign-in trade? Did they get something for
Yes.
him?
They got
Waugh and somebody
Nicholas
else.
Waugh. Yeah,
What?
Who'd they get?
Nicholas Waugh.
Oh yeah, Matthew
Not
Roy,
great,
Nicholas
but-
Waugh. I mean, at least you got something, right? But still,
Yeah.
I mean, at this point,
was-
looks like you should have kept him.
He was basically gone for nothing, so they're lucky to even get what they got for him. So
yeah. I mean, they got
But
something.
they have
I guess
to be
they can
sellers.
call it
This
a
team is
consolation.
going. I mean, they're winning right now, but this team is going nowhere. They've lost 3 straight coming out of the 3 or 4 straight, I think, coming out of the Olympic break, and they're at the
Florida
bottom.
too, right?
I mean, Florida has lost their last 2, I think. There's no way these
The
teams are going to be.
loss to the loss to the
be a
Islanders
surprise
is bad too.
Yeah,
That,
well,
if
the Islanders
anything, like
just keep coming back on everybody.
yeah, the Islanders, they're such an anomaly, that team.
They're
But
annoying.
I mean, yes, that's also what I was going to say. But the fact that I feel like that had to have been the measuring stick for Florida, like how they went down in the third, tied it with under 2 minutes, and then lost with 30 seconds in regulation. You don't even get a point out of it. That's got to be like, okay, this is where we make our decision on the season. Barkov's out for the rest of the year. You just I don't know if he was potentially coming back in the playoffs or not, but you shut him down, and I guess sell a couple guys that are sellable. The guys that you thought would have been like maybe your quote unquote rental player for a playoff push, but instead you can. I don't know who those players would be, but yeah, I mean I know that they're rumored to trade Bobrovsky, which would be wild.
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy.
But
I don't think it's going to happen, but that would be crazy.
Because you obviously, I don't think so either. They have to retain him, right, at some point, because they don't have anybody in the system who's going to come up and take over. And going into next season, they're still a contender, so they can't just throw away your number one goalie and then hope for something in free agency, or maybe they make a trade for somebody and they sell him. Who knows what their plan would be?
I think they sell. They shut down Barkov, let him get healthy. This season's like a one-off, and then they come back next season like ready to go and probably.
Plus, they made three straight Stanley Cups. It was inevitable for this to happen.
Yeah,
3 straight Stanley Cups, won 2 of them, and then a couple of their players. Actually, they had 7 players in the Olympics.
Yeah,
and 2 of them, obviously 1 of them. Sorry, 2 of them won.
Reinhardt,
just Matthew. No, just Matthew won, right?
Yeah.
Gold.
Yeah, Reinhardt was in.
So Matthew wins gold. Reinhardt, Bennett win silver, and then you had 3. No, they also had one Canadian.
I think Losterainen was there for
well,
right?
Losterainen, Finland won. So they had 3 guys.
Forsling.
Lundell, and
Forsling.
Forsling. No. Finland won. So it was Losterainen, Lundell, and who's the big hulking defenseman? It was Ranger. Shoot.
Mikkola.
Oh,
Mikkola. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had 7 guys win. Yeah.
Seth Jones was supposed to be there too.
Yep.
Seth Jones was supposed to, but I think there was a Canadian. I'm missing a Canadian, I think. But anyways, so they had 7 guys win medals at the Olympics, right? They were well represented at this past Olympics.
Bennett, Reinhardt, and Marchand.
Marchand, that's who I was thinking. I forgot Marchand. Yeah. But they, a lot of representation there, and they played a lot of hockey. Like, they probably deserve a good offseason of rest and health and come back next year. You're without your captain, right? Like,
they maybe it's the time
too. Yeah.
Yeah, they can
in between.
They're top 10 protected.
If you're picking in the top 5 this year, I think you're pretty happy.
With what trade? Calgary?
Chicago
for Seth Jones?
Yeah, Seth Jones. Yeah. They didn't. I guess what's his name? Frank Saravalli. Frank, as Schwim knows him.
Frank
had
love Frank.
He'd said that it was that pick is top 10 protected, and then if not, they get next year's pick. So, yeah, smart on them.
Yeah.
Any guys or any teams you think come out of the woodworks in a deal that you maybe see out of left field?
I don't think it's out of left
sell
field,
or
but
buy.
I think
both. Anything.
Utah's going to be big on somebody. They're trying to pry Robert Thomas away from St. Louis. That could be a huge one. I don't know. I think we'll get like one big trade, maybe that, not necessarily him, but maybe somebody like that. And then I think we'll get, just like last year, we'll get a trade like out of nowhere last minute, like Brad Marchand was out of nowhere, out of left field last minute last year. I think we'll get something like that we don't see coming.
People apparently keep calling.
Colorado cleared cap space by sending Samuel Girard over, so you would think they're going to do something.
They're going to try to do something.
I was going to say, I think the true contenders, like I think your like Hurricanes, your Tampa, your Colorado.
I hope Tampa does something.
Well, Minnesota also might, but like I feel like a lot of teams are just going to stand pat. Like I think Pittsburgh is. I would be surprised if they were buyers,
even with Sid, the injury.
Even with Sid, yeah, I would be surprised because they have.
I can see them adding maybe like a depth piece or a depth defenseman.
Defenseman, yes. So, no, I don't think so. I think if they're going to make some sort of trade, especially for defense,
splash.
I don't think they're not looking for depth. They have their entire defense is depth defensemen. They need a true game-changing defenseman.
I was hearing rumors that possibly Parayko is someone that's on the block, especially because St. Louis is looking obviously to deal anybody.
Well, they said basically everybody.
Pittsburgh
right?
and Parayko.
Everybody like Pittsburgh over 25 is available on that team, apparently.
Parayko was somebody. I think Parayko is, what is he, 32? I think he's got another. How many more years on his contract? He was somebody that I was curious about. Big body, just defensive, right-handed shot, right, and that's what they're looking for, another right-handed shot. So that would be somebody I would if as a fan, if I were a GM, like first of all, I think Dallas is re-signing Jason Robertson. I think they're going to figure it out. Jim Nill is too good of a GM to mess that up. I think he's going to keep him in some capacity. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he's going to figure it out. That would be like if I were going to say, Pittsburgh wants to upgrade their forward lines, I would say somebody like a Jason Robertson would be somebody that you go after because that's still Dubas's plan. He's still young. They have the cap space, and he fits the mold of everything that he's trying to do. But if they just go out and get like a Vincent Trocheck just because, I don't see that happening. Because they do have the chemistry is there when this lineup is full, and they even have a guy like Philip Hollander, who was one of their best forwards before he went out with that blood clot. They got to find a place for him, and I don't know that they have a place for him. So that's why I don't see them really, unless they package something again like a Jason Robertson, where a roster player like a Ricard Raquel, for example, would be packaged going back to Dallas. That would be the only way I could see something like that happening. But
I do have a question.
I don't see them doing that at the deadline, though. I see him more as like an off-season.
I just don't see. Yeah, no, I agree with you as well, but I also don't see.
I can't see him going in 4 days
because he's an RFA, and Dallas would prefer to keep him because they have control over him in the offseason. So they could still trade him in the offseason because they still have those RFA rights. But that'd be a great. But that being said, I think Robertson stays in Dallas. I think they figure it out.
Yeah, I think so too.
Somehow.
Yeah, he's on a playoff run. You're gonna leave it. I did like that NHL humor thing that I sent along to you guys. Mock trade Stuart Skinner for Tristan Jarry in a first. It's very funny. But Steve, I do have a question, and obviously we're not going to see Sidney Crosby get traded. But if Colorado was to offer a Natchez and like a second and a third, that kind of deal that you saw on there, is that at all tantalizing as a Pittsburgh fan? If you got a young player like that,
no.
All right, what if Sid said he wanted to win, and Colorado gave him the best chance?
If Sid said, "I'm out," then yes, that's nice. Okay, but he's not, so
he's not going to happen. He'll never say that. Yeah.
The only way you would like that trade is if Sid said something like horrible, like about your brother or your parents or something like that.
Or my cats.
This guy's a POS. I don't want him on my team anymore. Get him out of here.
He hates cats.
Yes,
he comes out saying he hates cats.
I hate all.
Immediately, Steven just tears all his jerseys up and burns
like,
them.
okay, now you can go to Colorado.
Yeah. F off, Sid. Yeah, I just the state deadline I don't think is going to be anything fun, and it kind of bums me out all the time.
One or two good trades, and the rest is going to be hot garbage. It's going to be nothing.
Who's gonna be like a player like? You don't have to say necessarily who it is or just a player. Who's going to be the quote unquote big name that goes in the next?
I mean, we already saw. Well, in the next 5 days, it's probably going to be Trocheck. Yeah. But I mean, we already saw the biggest name, right? Quinn Hughes earlier in the year was the big name.
Yeah, right. But I'm talking about like from now until Friday.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the biggest trade on the market? Who do you guys?
I think it's probably
speculation. Well, people that could get traded, but probably won't. Like your Robert Thomas, your Elias Pettersson, which I don't see that happening either. But people are talking about
no, because they're not gonna eat contract. There's no way
the contract is enormous. That's what I'm saying. Like, how is anybody going to acquire this? And they're not going to like eat money on what is he making, over 11 million a year or whatever?
Yeah.
There's no way. So I don't know. I think the biggest ones are going to be, if they happen, are Trocheck and I guess possibly Robert Thomas.
Robert Thomas.
Yeah,
St. Louis is definitely cleaning house. They're trading.
What do you think Colorado's going after? You think Colorado would go after like a Trocheck? Oh no, Trocheck already said he's not going out west.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go west.
Yeah, but
he's not going west.
But I would think that if Colorado came ringing, it's hard not to say.
It's hard, but he's also. We're not talking about a year with Colorado.
I think he's going to go to Carolina. I think he'll stay here in Carolina.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be
Carolina. He was drafted by Carolina or Florida. He was Florida, then Carolina, then Rangers.
Then Rangers. Yep.
Then he'll go back to Florida. Watch that.
Yeah. I could see like a Parayko getting dealt and just comes out of the woodworks. Like he wasn't a name that was really on the blocks. I heard
they're going to trade their entire team,
John Carlson,
and absolutely tank and get their first overall pick.
Yeah,
that's their plan. They're going to trade their entire blue line, like 3 or 4 of their forwards, and then just lose out the what do they got? 20-something games left. They're going to lose every single game, and then win the lottery. They might even trade Binnington.
They just smoked Minnesota, right? 5-1.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah. Are you saying John Carlson's on the block?
Well, that's what Pierre LeBrun said. That he thinks that.
I can't imagine.
Is he a UFA? Just like re-signing. He's a free agent, right?
I turn on the Ranger game, and all of a sudden it's 4-0 Columbus. Keep the tank on, baby.
Oh boy.
Which is weird because all of a sudden my phone came up and said that JT Miller scored. So I was looking at the fantasy and I was like, oh, he doesn't have a goal.
Way.
And then I looked back. It looks like it got overturned.
Yeah. I don't believe that for a second.
Was it goaltender interference?
I have the
Are we going to address this at any point during the podcast?
Because after that, I have some Olympic stuff to talk about just to finish.
I don't know what it is, so I don't even know how we can address it.
Is there a person in existence anywhere on this planet that knows just what the F goaltender interference is? What is it?
No. Matthew Olivier.
I don't know.
Jesus.
A friggin' guy's just standing there, and a goaltender runs into him, and they get called for goaltender interference.
Again, you can say it's home team bias here, but I don't think I've seen a more egregious overturned goal than the one against Mantha against the Rangers on Saturday. That was the most bewildering call I have ever seen in my entire existence of watching hockey.
It was bad.
And then prior to that, what was it? Was it Florida? Who was the one prior to that where there was blatant interference with I think it was Bobrovsky. Where the player's stick was like prevented his glove from being lifted. No, good goal.
Yeah.
It's just like what?
Well, anything to do with Florida, obviously it's gonna go their way. They get
that went against Florida.
Yeah, went against them.
That went against Florida. No,
stood.
The goal stood. Yes.
Oh, okay, my bad. I misunderstood. Well, that's surprising.
You see Maurice just lose. He's like, "Fuck off."
I mean, I don't blame him. It was just, yeah. I mean, it's just, and Dan Muse has been questioned because Dan Muse is currently 0 for 6 on goaltender interference, and I think Sullivan is 4-0, 5-0, something like that.
Yeah, he's undefeated. Yeah.
So I don't know if any of it, because it goes to, I guess it goes to Toronto. So I don't know.
Yeah.
If it's
but
a
the
rookie
refs have
coach
final
thing.
say, don't they? The Toronto's just like kind of like helping them with like seeing everything, and then the refs have to make the final call. That I don't think like Toronto's making the call, and the refs say okay.
I think maybe goalie interference is refs in Toronto is whether or not it goes in. Or if it's because the ref has to
call if it crosses the line or not.
Yes.
The ref has to decide whether or not it's enough to overturn. Which, by the way, the goal in against New York was called a goal. It wasn't like it was waved off. They reviewed it and the call stood. They reversed their call based on that video evidence, which is I don't know. And I don't know if this is ever going to get solved. I mean, at some point the GMs have to do something about this because of how, especially this season, it's been especially bad this season. It's never been great, but this season has been just a complete. You have no idea what they're going to come up with when you call for.
It's absolutely gonna F somebody over in the playoffs this year. There's gonna be a ref that there's gonna be a call like that. I guarantee it's a game I'm watching, and I'm gonna put a freaking hole in the wall when it happens.
Yeah, we might have to buy you a whole bunch of plaster.
I'm gonna need some
for the
some
playoffs.
plaster.
You have to steal a TV, so this way you can break it, and then
I'm just gonna put bubble wrap up everywhere.
Just quickly, here's the trade board that Chris Johnson puts out on The Athletic. You had Trocheck 1, Nazem Kadri 2, Robert Thomas 3. Now, obviously, Robert Thomas should be 1 because he's younger, but I think it's the mere fact that it's going to be harder for him to be dealt because they're going to want something like Quinn Hughes just got, right? A 26-year-old center is going to get a boatload. They have Justin Falk at 4, which is
he's gone.
He stinks.
He's gone.
Tyler Myers.
Somebody's going to want him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think so.
Tyler Myers,
Absolutely.
Blake Coleman, Amangiapane, Kane, Stammer, OEL. Connor Murphy was just traded. Ryan O'Reilly, Elias Pettersson. He's not getting traded.
Nobody on
He's not
Nashville's
getting
going anywhere
traded
except for lower ship players.
Rasmus
kind of in the playoff hunt. I didn't even
right
realize
there.
that.
There's why.
Except
you're not going to.
they got
not
so
like
good
one of your
today,
best
but
scorers, O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So far, if you're going to go off of standings for today, you have Tampa, Sabres, Red Wings. You have Hurricanes, Penguins, Islanders, and then you have Canadians and Bruins. Washington's just outside. And in the West, you got Colorado, Dallas, Minnesota. You got Vegas, Anaheim, Oilers, Utah, Seattle, with San Jose and LA, and the Predators all right there at 62. So
Vegas. Speaking of Vegas,
really bad now.
They stink.
Yeah,
Vegas stinks.
They're really bad.
Vegas.
Coach
so
20 games left. Jesus Christ.
Vegas. With the exception of the inaugural season, when they went out and got Marc-Andre Fleury, Vegas basically said, "I don't care who the hell our goalie is. It can be any functioning human being can play goalie." And now it's really, really starting to affect the team.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going anywhere with Aiden Hill. They're just not. And I know they got Akira Schmidt. I think he's their backup, right? Is he their backup at the moment?
He is their backup.
I don't remember who the hell.
And then they have,
I think didn't the third string play against Tampa? They do have Innis hurt, but
and he's hurt though, right? Yeah.
Well, whatever. But who also did not play particularly well when he was playing. Do they go after a goaltender? They're usually very aggressive at the trade deadline.
Bob?
Maybe Binnington.
Bobrovsky.
Binnington.
Yeah, maybe Binnington. Maybe Stuart Skinner. I'll never know.
If Pittsburgh could flip Stuart Skinner and get like
another second or first
for him,
imagine
just give the worth to Dubas.
For Jari. Basically,
imagine
Jari
they actually got actual things for Tristan Jari. Actual things. And got more, one of them being Kulak, now acquired more for Kulak, who seemed like he was a throw-in at the time. So they got Kulak, Skinner, and a second-round pick for Jari. Kulak has now been flipped for Sam Girard and a second-round pick.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now they still have Skinner. Now they have Skinner, and I mean, he's on the trade board. I mean, obviously he's going to be UFA. I think it's definitely conceivable for Pittsburgh to run with Shilovs and one of their younger guys. Shilovs is, of course, he's 24 years old, so super young, but he already has playoff experience.
Yeah.
He's been playing well.
Playoffs with Vancouver that 1 year.
Yeah, he did, and he just had, won the Calder Cup, so he has that big game experience. I mean, the Calder Cup isn't the NHL playoffs, but that's still something. And and tournament MVP. So I think they're sort of ready. I don't know how aggressive they're going to be in shopping Skinner. Skinner, again, even in Edmonton, was a very, very well liked person in the locker room. So, but
oh man, I want that theater. I want Jari for Skinner again. Oh my God,
that would be awesome.
Back.
It would be so great.
I was worried that I have been worried that Dubas. First of all, I've liked everything that he's done since he's come to Pittsburgh, just about everything. In fact, I can't think of, except for what's happening now, but there's got to be more to the story, because the whole thing with Malkin is, I think we're missing a lot in that conversation. But that being said, he has a reputation for being a really bad judge of goaltending. And I think I brought this up to you guys. Like, I was worried that since he was assistant GM of Canada and Canada just got to roll Binnington, would he go out and try to acquire Binnington? And if he did, man, I would probably forget everything good that he did and just be a miserable human being. But I don't see that happening, because they do have very good goaltending prospects who I think he's going to start to open a path for.
And another thing with St. Louis, if they could be like one of the biggest selling teams this deadline. Imagine if they trade Thomas, Binnington, and some of the other guys, the amount of assets they're going to get back is going to be astronomical. And Doug Armstrong he's not even the GM next year. This is his last year. He's retiring or going to, I don't know what the hell he's doing something else. He might go to another team. Who the hell knows? But Alex Steen is taking over. He's going to be the new GM. So
already?
He's working with, they already announced it. Working with Doug Armstrong right now.
Alex Steen.
Armstrong is done after this year. So he's going to set him up, to, I guess, rebuild with tons of assets. It could be a pretty.
Hopefully.
I hope so.
Hopefully.
I mean, hopefully you can make something happen. But if you can trade those players, you're definitely getting a shit ton for them.
But everybody's going to overpay
for them, especially.
So Thomas. I don't know if you have. I don't know if you have. What do you have up there, Dean, about all these guys on St. Louis that are trade candidates? What is their term? What's their contract terms? Because I think depending on what their contract terms, UFAs, regardless, pending UFAs just aren't going to fetch a lot.
Yeah,
that's just the it just kind of never happens that way. So, but
with
term, somebody with Thomas with term, although I don't know what his contract looks like.
Robert Thomas has 6 years left. He has this year, and then there's
teams that can
5
pay him.
Yeah. Kyrou also has 5 years.
Room to pay him.
Yeah, but what's Thomas's term? Not term. Rate cap hit.
So both Thomas and Kyrou are at 8.125, which is great. Okay. It's easily absorbed.
No, not bad. Yeah.
Falk has one more year after this at 6.5.
I don't know who the hell was on Falk, but whatever.
I don't know. Booch isn't going to trade it apparently unless someone blows him away. Shen, they're not going to trade their captain unless he asks for out. Pareko's got 4 more years after this year. Binnington's got one more year left.
He's 32?
He's 32, Pareko, yeah. Mm-hmm. Binnington's also 32. Fowler has Fowler has 3 more years after this.
No move clause.
And then Jake Neighbors they want to keep. Pia Suter they want to keep, apparently. Goldberg they want to keep. Holloway, Hoffer. Yep.
All their guys under 25 aren't going anywhere. Everybody who's older, they want to try to get rid of.
Yeah.
So Robert Thomas I think he would fetch you a big.
Yeah.
A pretty big package.
It'd be close to what they got for Quinn Hughes. Yeah, it'd be probably 2 first or a first and 2 big pieces. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Well, Quinn Hughes, I guess he had. Wait, he had to be. No, he has another year, 2 more years.
Quinn Hughes has 2 more years. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll make sure I get it right.
Yeah. I mean, he's got some significant value, Robert Thomas. So that would be a big piece.
Oh, no,
The rest
Hughes
of
has
them,
1
I
more
think,
year.
will
Sorry.
get you something. Yeah, and we'll see if he. I guess January 1st he can extend. I think, right?
Yes. Yeah.
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 So we'll see what
He's on
happens
a
there.
$7.8 million contract. Quinn Hughes at age 26.
And then
Insane.
if he is extended, you know where Jack's
Oh,
going.
yep. Exactly. Adios, Jack. Yeah. Pretty good. All right, so let's get I wanted to do a little on a follow up on from the whole Olympics because obviously there was a lot of stuff, but not so much. Sorry, I'm going to my notes. Here's a question for you guys, or this is my thought. It might have been the best thing for Canada to lose. It seems counterintuitive, but it now restarts their ground up game, right? So maybe they do like a NTDP kind of thing. Maybe gets them a goalie or helps their team structures or their talent. It also helps the rivalry, which there really wasn't one prior, right? If Canada keeps kicking someone's ass, there's no rivalry. U.S. has now caught up through the NTDP, World Juniors, and now the Olympics. U.S., Canada, and for the women's side, obviously that's a rivalry because 2 teams keep going back and forth. But now finally the men is there. It also helps the U.S. to stay there because they're going to want to keep competing. And I think it gives other countries hope that they can have a chance now. If they, that U.S. did all this stuff, got up to Canada finally, maybe a Finland, a Sweden, maybe they can do it. Thoughts?
I'll go quickly, Shrum. I don't. I think. I mean, I don't. So, so I think the entire world knows how one player stole that game.
Yeah.
And I think since it's a tournament and since it's a single elimination tournament, really anything can happen at any point. But Canada is still like the team, and they were by far. And I think they could have improved that roster, but they were by far the superior team out of everybody who played there. I know that they had some close games with Czechia. I think Czechia played a great game against them, took them to overtime, and who did they go to overtime? Who they play in the
Czechia
semis?
And Slovakia, not Slovakia, Finland. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I
but
think
my challenge to that is it is one game and they got goalied, but U.S. just won the World Championships, and in the 4 Nations they beat them and then came close to beating them without Quinn Hughes. So like it's not just one game anymore. It's now a series of events plus World Juniors that the U.S. they don't have the elite talent that Canada has, but I'd argue that their defense was better overall. Their goaltending U.S. was better.
U.S. needs to improve the roster. Has to improve the roster.
Yeah, the high end guys. Yes.
Because I think we were talking about. I think we were talking last week about how if you're gonna look at the roster in 2030, most of it has to be the guys who just played, and they're all going to be in the 30s for U.S. Right? So U.S. Canada has young reinforcements coming up. Very, very good young reinforcements coming up. The U.S. has good young players coming up, not superstars. Right? Some guys that we saw that could potentially be there. So I think Canada's still sitting pretty right now, and I wouldn't be worried if I were Canada. Canada's probably not worried. They have to. By the time the next Olympics coming off, they're not going to run with 36-year-old Jordan Binnington. So somebody's going to have to step up in goaltending and be not necessarily elite, but good enough. And so we'll see. But I think other countries, there's Sweden's got some good, young players. So I think everybody has a nice fresh batch of like good young players, but I don't think anybody in the next 4 years is going to be drastically improved except for Canada.
Okay.
I think Canada is going to be a better team in 4 years. And the World Cup of Hockey is in 2028, right? So I think they're probably even going to be a better team in 2028.
Yeah. Yep. Most definitely.
I don't know, Schwimmer. Do you agree with me, Schwim?
I totally agree. I think Canada is only going to get better and better. I don't think we're going to fall behind or anything by any means, but I think Canada is just going to maintain and improve, and they'll probably have different players that they'll have Schaefer up there eventually. They'll have Bedard in there eventually.
Bedard, Fantilli.
Yeah, they're gonna have a ridiculous team. Imagine if they actually get a really good
Gavin McKenna.
Future Ranger.
Him too. Yep. Imagine if they get a really good best in the league best in the NHL goaltender finally.
Another Carey Price
on that team. Yeah. Imagine they have
or go back to the old school days, Patty Waugh, Brodeur, Robert Luongo.
So once they get that, they're going to be really tough to beat. But at the same time, I think all the other teams are going to get better too, but not as much, I think, as Canada. Canada's I think it's just going to get better and better. And I think all the other teams are going to get better, but not as much as Canada. So I think it's always going to be them. They're always going to be probably one or two. And this year, it just happened to go our way this year. They got completely outplayed in that game. We got lucky that Hellebuck was a friggin' monster in that game. If not for him, that game is over in the second period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
all right.
It happens. It was our turn and we beat them. So next year, watch them friggin' kill everybody. Who knows?
All it takes is making the gold medal game, and then you get there, and anything can happen. And your goalie you could have, whatever the Italian goalie, Clara, whatever his name was. You could have a guy like that come in and just steal a game.
Or the
just
Slovakian
play
guy.
the one
Slava.
game
Become
of
a
his
Canadian citizen.
Yeah.
Go over there.
Just have the game of his life. Just have the game of your life one time, and you steal. You're outshot. 38-7, and you win 1-0. It's not impossible. So that's all it takes.
You just talked about the Italian goalie. Here are Bill Dean's 5 winners and losers from the Olympic tournament.
Okay.
So 5 winners. We'll do that first. Schwimm's one of them. No, Italian and Slovakian goalies. This is the tournament of the goalies. You obviously had Clara, which you talked about, Hlavai, but Saros was awesome. You had obviously Hellebuck, but some other guys did really well in this tournament. Kind of solidified the stall was pretty decent. The Hughes brothers, I grouped them together. Obviously, Quinn and Jack were ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Hellebuck is up there too. On the Canadian side, Macklin Celebrini, further solidified himself as a top 5 player in the NHL. He was ridiculous. And then I had Slafkovsky because he just did fantastic. It seems to be the Olympics are his coming out parties because he did it 4 years ago as a rookie, and then this year he did it. As a 17-year-old, pretty crazy. Here are my losers: the Canadian D, because I thought they were just not good throughout. And obviously you have Makar with the big issue on the final goal for the U.S. The Florida players, all 3 of them. I thought all 3 Canadian Florida guys were, and even if you want to go further, Matthew Tkachuk wasn't a big player for the U.S. in this Olympics.
I agree.
But Marchand, Bennett, and Reinhart were kind of bad. The refs sucked this entire tournament. They were bad. I thought they were timid to make calls, and when they did, they got a lot of bounce back from that, so it made them even more timid to make calls. Nathan McKinnon, Nate Dogg, obviously he has a couple goals in this tournament, but that, him missing the net and then him having the bad turnover led to the goal, and you could just see on his face when he collects that little stuffed animal from the Olympics. I don't think there's something he wanted to murder more in that moment. And then my final one, I don't know either. The final one is the Sweden coach, because that guy's an idiot, and he just set back all European coaches for a long time to be in the NHL, because that guy does not know how to coach NHL talent.
He was one of the big fish, right, for this coaching vacancy. Yeah, he was one of the guys that Pittsburgh was looking at, who I was really excited about. But I don't know how the hell you sit Bratt for two full
Philip
periods.
Forsberg. Philip Forsberg got one shift in game one.
No, that was game one. No, and there are definitely a lot of questionable. I'm thinking of just like the last one where they're playing the U.S. and he puts them in the third period. He's their best player. You had 2 full periods with 0 shifts.
How do you say?
And then you finally play him.
Shit in Swedish. Because that's what he was saying the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like, I should be playing this guy.
Rasmus Dahlin had bad comments. Victor Hedman had bad comments. Just everybody, that whole situation was bad for Team Sweden.
Is he going to be in the next? Didn't they say something about him? This was his last time coaching the.
Probably going to be.
Well, I mean, it might be now, but I thought there was something about him not coming back either way, no matter what, next time. But
not sure.
I don't know. Yeah, that was a head scratcher.
And then the last thing that I've seen a lot, and I just people way too early on some of this stuff, but people are talking about Hellebuck's legacy, and does this make him a top 10 goalie of all time now?
No. Of all time? I mean, he's okay.
He's an MVP, 3 Vezinas, a gold medal.
Yeah, the 3 Vezinas is not something to look down on, but I mean the fact that
and an MVP,
he's had the Hart Trophy. Yeah, he's had the opportunity to be a Stanley Cup champion and has not fared particularly well. It's unfortunate. Like I feel like he got past that in this tournament, so maybe he'd do better. And now Winnipeg stinks. So I don't know. It's hard to say that you cement your legacy based on one game. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean he definitely was going to be.
I can't say he's top 10 right now.
All right, so let's.
Yeah. I mean,
I got the top. Yeah, I got a list of like the top 15. Now this is somebody else's list, so I don't agree necessarily. But Hasek 1, 2, Patty Waugh, 3, we'll put Brodeur. 4, they have Jacques Plante. 5, they have Glenn Hall. 6, Terry Sawchuk.
I was going to say Terry Sawchuk. There's like 60% of the top 10 right there. Done.
7, Ken Dryden. 8, Bill Durham. 9, Vladislav Tretiak. 10, Clint Benedict. But then you start to have guys like Bernie Perron.
Why do they all have to be from back? Why do they have to? Almost all of them are from that era. Why?
All right, you want to do the modern?
I mean, it doesn't necessarily just like why are they like they're first of all, none of those guys are better goaltenders than any of the AHL players that are playing right now. None of them.
I would put Fleury ahead of those last 2 guys.
It's such a strange ranking because
Bleacher
of how
Report
different the game was, and during
Bleacher
that time
Report
period.
did the top 10 all time from the year 2000. So let's see who they had here. Honorable mentions, they have Holtby, Ryan Miller, Shesterkin, Tim Thomas, and Linus Olmark. 10, they have Pecorine. 9, Carey Price. 8, Quick. 7, Hellebuck. So they already have Hellebuck on here. 6, Hank. 5, Bob. 4, Vasi. 3, Robbie Luongo. 2 is Fleury. 1 is Brodeur. Which I disagree
you don't have
Hasek
Hasek and Waugh in there. They played in
which
the 2000s.
they'd be 1 and 2.
They played the 2000s.
Yeah, but I guess I don't know what
Waugh
this. Maybe they had to play a certain amount of games
because it was the end of their career. Yeah, Waugh won the 2001 Cup, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. This list sucks.
Yeah, it's really stupid.
I was trying to just find names, but yeah, he's top 10, I guess.
I have a really hard time like putting some of those old timey goaltenders in the top 10 list because just like it's. I think of I know we argue about like Gretzky and whether when he played now, but I think goaltenders is even more magnified when you take them from this era till then because not one of those names that you named would crack an NHL lineup today, none. And you can take them in their prime, They would not.
yeah.
They would not make the NHL.
You can't compare them because they don't have that training. They don't have any of the. Yeah, you just can't compare. It's not fair.
They don't have the athleticism. They don't have. I don't know. I feel bad knocking them because, of course, their accolades at the time should not be, thought of any less because during that time period they were great, and you can't just pluck somebody out of a time period and take a time machine and drop them into somewhere else. But it is such a bizarre comparison to try to make a top 10 list with guys that
all right,
you watch them play and it's just like
AI.
Really? This is okay.
Yeah.
AI what?
AI list is Hasek, Brodeur, Waugh, Vasi, Lundqvist, Hellebuck, Eddie the Eagle, Robert Luongo, Fleury, Quick, Tim Thomas, Shesterkin, and Miller are honorable mentions.
Shesterkin's got one Vezina?
One, yeah.
I mean, I think if you're looking at goaltenders now, Shesterkin is top 3.
Yeah.
Probably, but
this is in the modern era,
easily
1990s,
top present. 5. Yeah, but what? I mean, why? I mean, I he's doing very well, but he has literally one Vezina trophy, and that's it.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
can't really put him in the categories with multi cup winning, multi Vezina winning, some Conn Smythe winning. It just seems a little strange.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Yeah, people are arguing about Hellebuck and his place in history. So
it's a strange, it's strange because he's never even he's been on a President's Trophy winning team, knocked out in the first round. First round, second round. They lose in the second round. I don't know, whatever it was. I think they lost in the first round the year before. It's weird to think about him just always losing basically, but having these high accolades. And he finally won one. He got his gold medal. It was obviously it was fantastic, but
he also got his Medal of Freedom.
Yeah.
Yep. And Secretary of Defense.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. Apparently, the JT Miller was overcalled for goaltender interference, which it didn't. I just saw the replay; it did not look like there was goaltender interference, but that's what happens.
All right, yes,
of course.
Yeah.
Did Sullivan lose? No, the other coach challenge, right? I'm assuming
the other coach challenge. Yeah.
Dick medicine.
Yeah. Right.
All right. I think we're done. You guys got anything?
No. No. Yes. No. What's one trade you want to see, or what's one player you want to see your team acquire? I guess only me and Steven pertain
Danila
to this.
Yurov.
You're not acquiring anyone.
No, Yurov for Trocheck.
Oh, you want Yurov from Minnesota? Okay.
Yeah, if I'm trading to Minnesota, I want Yurov.
Okay.
I want a big time defenseman. I don't really have a name, to be honest, because I've talked Parayko. I would be happy with Parayko, but I would be happy with anybody of that potential. Yeah, Justin Falk, forget it.
Tristan Jarry, bring him back. There's no way. I guess if there's any team that would do that, it would be Edmonton.
What? Take him back?
Pittsburgh probably wouldn't trade. Pittsburgh
they would probably maybe they would
they
trade for Skinner, but Pittsburgh's not taking Jarry back. But maybe Edmonton pays to get Skinner back.
Oh my god! You just trade Skinner back there for a late round pick or something like that.
They literally just acquired an immovable contract.
Oh man!
This is what the Penguins have been dealing with for the last 2 seasons. They waived him twice. Nobody wanted him. They could have sent him for future considerations. They could have absorbed some contract, and nothing. And finally, they got some assets for it, and he, pretty much immediately was
bad.
Just Jarry.
How hilarious is their playoffs going to be
if they make it?
Well, they're gonna outscore everybody to the Western Conference Final and then lose.
That's not gonna happen. I don't think they're getting to the finals. I think they'll be out in the first or second round.
Well, they're gonna
go back and forth with goalies. They're not gonna have a starting goalie.
Yeah,
they're gonna play bad teams. They haven't had a goalie to start.
Who would they play right now? Are they in the playoffs right now?
Yeah, they're in the playoffs.
Who would they play?
Yeah, I think they're third, right? They're third ranked. I think they're third in the.
Yeah, they'd play Anaheim Ducks.
Yeah.
Okay.
They probably
Anaheim's
beat them.
got way better goaltending.
Yeah,
but they just can outscore them. That's the only thing.
That doesn't always work in the playoffs, though. I know.
They just won the last two years.
Shrim's experience with the playoffs.
I've experienced that. I've experienced a juggernaut of an offensive team only to get embarrassed in the playoffs.
That was also. Do you remember the 2013 Pittsburgh Penguins?
They did the same
When
thing.
they won the Eastern Conference. They acquired Jerome McGinley. They were a juggernaut, and they were swept and scored 2 goals.
Wow.
To Boston.
Oh, that's the Boston.
I'm saying it doesn't always work in the playoffs.
And then Boston got slaughtered by.
I want Edmonton to lose, and I want them to lose badly. Because I just want to see Connor McDavid lose his mind and be like, I can't do this anymore. I gotta get out of here.
He's apparently already losing his mind in practices and
it
such,
seems like it. Like
screaming and kicking stuff and
when you're GMs, multiple GMs this team has had, and all they do is acquire bad goalies.
It's the same recycled BS. No matter who's there. No matter who's there, they just refuse to address their needs. And Connor Murphy is okay. That's fine, I guess, but that's not moving the needle anywhere.
No, I don't know. And what they give up, a second-round pick for him?
Yeah, and the friggin' Edmonton were like, I expected at least a pick and a prospect for a rental player like who has 9 points on the season and it's like a minus 14 or something. What the hell is it? Yeah, 13. This is like what the hell?
I don't know.
God, is it the entire province of Alberta? I don't know what it. I don't know what it is. It's just.
I think everyone in their management team needs to be like. Somebody needs to roll up a newspaper and just bop every single one of them over the head and tell them no, stop, bad boy,
no,
don't do that.
Quickly, McDavid.
It's never ending. Everything they make, like every move they make, what was the last good move that you can say like, okay, this is a good haul for them?
It's been a while.
Like, what was it? I couldn't even tell you. I have no idea. Every signing and trade that they make isn't good. It never works out. Nothing works out.
No.
Yeah.
And I think just piggybacking off that real quick, Dean. I think it wasn't I don't think it was last offseason, the one before where they acquired Henrique. I think they acquired some pretty good depth pieces, which I was like, okay, they didn't go after whatever. They didn't necessarily address their needs, but they got some depth, and that's good. And then they went to the Stanley Cup final and lost. And then they signed Henrique, and now he's refusing to waive his no movement clause. It's just like one decent move, and then they sign him, and it turns out to be a mess because he's an older guy, and now they're stuck. So it's that. I think that was their best trade deadline acquisition. Probably was that season. I don't remember who else they got, but I think they got a handful of decent depth pieces.
Yeah,
still small goalie though.
McDavid, first player to 100 points this season. Nate Dogg with 40, plus minus our good old friend Nate.
There we go.
50. The minus leader, our faithful Mackenzie Weegar, minus 33.
Poor Calgary.
They're bad.
I love
Shinov. Chicago's right there too. Oof.
I love bad plus minus. It's my favorite thing in the world.
By far not even the worst team in the league. Like it's crazy.
I don't think
it's Vancouver.
They're there.
Vancouver's way worse.
Yeah. Well, Vancouver's way worse, but Calgary's still very bad.
I mean, I'm not saying they're but they're not like
10 points.
Be like really bad, like one of the worst. They're like 10 points ahead of the worst team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vancouver's at 43, Blues at 53, Calgary's 55, Rangers at 53. But they just scored twice, so let's see what happens. All right, let's get out of here. My orange juice 5.0. Well, mixture.
Your little cocktail.
Little cocktail.
My Monkey 47, solid 4.25.
Chrono shift.
Chrono trigger.
I'll go 4.15.
Okay, that's
very
weird,
nice.
But fine.
I paid the extra.
Schwim for the first time in a while can take it home.
Yeah,
I haven't taken it home in a while, have I? Oh.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and take her home?
Oh, okay.